Jen Gumbel with Wagner Oehler, and I want to talk today about all of those family gatherings that are coming up, and maybe especially after we've had a year and a half where we maybe haven't seen family members as often as we normally would. You might be thinking about the legal issues you might have to deal with if something happens to one of your loved ones, if they become incapacitated and when they die. And you might be thinking about having a conversation with that person over one of these upcoming holidays. And it's really important to start to have the conversation, but there are some ways that you can go about it that can work well and some ways that can work not so well. So let's talk about some do's and don'ts of talking to your loved ones about estate planning. Okay, the first is don't expect to cover this in a single conversation. That can be overwhelming. Things like how assets are supposed to move, who is supposed to be responsible for getting things where they're supposed to go. Mom, have you gotten a will? Are you doing a trust? Have you done anything? Have you heard of a transfer on death deed? What are you doing for your medical decisions? Are you going to be an organ donor? Do you want to be buried or cremated? What about financial issues if you can't deal with your own issues, but you're still around? That's a lot of stuff to cover, and that certainly is going to be an overwhelming conversation. So start with bits and pieces. Bring it up. Also, a good way to break the ice is to talk about your own estate plan. If you have never brought up the issue before, never talked about it, and you ask your parent if they've done their estate plan, that can come across like you think they're old now, and that might not go over so well. But if you bring it up in the context of the estate planning that you've done for yourself, you're communicating that this is something that you see as responsible adults doing, not just something you do once you've hit a certain age. Another do is, depending on your family situation, if your family dynamics allow for it, have a conversation with everybody so everybody knows what to expect. Conversations and decisions can twist a little bit. It's human nature if you are talking to particular people. Don't make your financial plans based on what you think you'll get. Okay, that breeds attitude of expecting to get something, and that is going to set you up for disappointment. Don't do that. However, if you do have an emotional attachment to a particular item that maybe doesn't have a whole lot of monetary value, no one really off the street would think twice about a certain object, but you have a strong emotional attachment to it, convey that. Your loved one might not have any idea that you care about it. And finally, don't forget that the most important thing is your relationship. Don't lose sight of how important that person is. Far more important than anything having to do with their finances. Okay, good luck over these holidays. And if you need assistance, or if a loved one needs assistance with estate planning issues, give us a call. We serve clients throughout Southern Minnesota.